The 2026 FIFA World Cup Group A, the Czech Republic 0, Mexico 3. In a statement victory with a rotated squad, Mexico gets their most thumping victory and go top of the group with 9 points and 3 clean sheets, and being one of only 4 teams to not concede a goal yet at this tournament. Thoughts? So Mexico makes history as the first El Tri squad ever to sweep the group stage with a perfect 9-point record. Never before has Mexico done that. Czechia entered this match knowing only a victory would give them a chance to advance to the knockout stages. And they were more aggressive in the beginning stages of this game, at least. With, I think it was Denis Wyszynski, he creates a dangerous opportunity, including a threatening low shot in the 7th minute that flashed just past the post. Should have scored that. In the opening stages, Czechia should have scored, but it goes just wide of the left side post. And despite Czechia pressing for the opener, Mexico's defense remained resilient. Mexico, having already secured top spot in Group A on the last match day, like I said, made some changes to this lineup, and they gave a start to 17-year-old Gilberto Mora, making him the youngest Mexican player to start in a World Cup match. The first half concluded in a mostly cagey, scoreless stalemate. But the second half is when Mexico really started to take control and took advantage of Czechia's desperation and the clock winding further and further down. The game opened up in the second half as Mexico took command. In the 55th minute, Mateo Chavez, he uses his pace to break in behind the Czech defense, and he shoots home a goal to give Mexico the 1-0 lead. And just 6 minutes later, Julian Quiñones, who scored the opening goal of this World Cup 2 weeks ago, he capitalizes on the momentum to score a second goal, effectively crushing Czechia's hopes of a comeback. And I think at that point, Czechia were deflated. They were resolutely, thoroughly outmatched, and Mexico was not having any of it. Mexico smelt blood in the water, and then you had stoppage time and memorable celebrations. As the match drew to a close, the roaring crowd at Mexico City Stadium witnessed a historical moment when legendary veteran goalkeeper Guillermo Ochoa, Memo Ochoa. I'm American and I love this guy. He's great. Mexican goalkeeping legend. He comes on after to log on an appearance in his record-extending 6th World Cup participation, dating back to 2006. In stoppage time, Álvaro Fidalgo, to make things even better, with the crowd in good mood, with how the team's performing, on the cusp of another victory, Memo Ochoa getting a send-off, Fidalgo puts the finishing touch on a perfect group stage by firing a right-footed shot from the center of the box into the top corner to seal the 3-0 victory. And I would like to say, even if he doesn't play another match for Mexico ever again, Mexico has Ochoa to rally around and play for as a player who's been called up for this competition, and he can be a leader off the bench as well. That plus home cooking, I mean, it makes me really optimistic for Mexico that they can see a quinto partido, if not further, except this time they'll want el sexto partido because of the extra knockout stage game. Ochoa is the embodiment of Mexican soccer, even though sometimes Mexican fans can be frustrated with him, the performances that he had him as he entered his late 30s and now he's in his early 40s. But he embodies the spirit of Mexican soccer. And I tell you what, I kind of want to see Mexico in a penalty shootout situation in the knockout stages where Vasco Aguirre, he just makes a bold call by subbing in Ochoa to be the spot kick saver, and he comes up big and he sends Mexico into like a quarterfinal or something. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. This was a beatdown. A beatdown. And Czechia looked just completely out of options, totally out of rhythm, not much consistency going forward. I think just like Scotland, they were lucky to qualify for this World Cup, bro. I think they were lucky. You had Denmark dropping the ball in qualifying and Czechia winning those 2 penalty shootouts to get here. I mean, you can only beat what's put in front of you, but Czechia, remember, they lost to the Faroe Islands in their group with Croatia and Gibraltar and Montenegro. They lost to the Faroe Islands at one point. They might be the worst European side of this tournament. Maybe. And it's a reminder to these second-tier European sides, the European national teams whose names are not France and Germany and Spain and England, is that you come up against really decent teams from around the world, you better show respect because you get knocked into your place. And Mexico has ample World Cup experience, ample World Cup pedigree. I know Czech Republic, back in the days as Czechoslovakia, they made 2 World Cup finals. They used to be one of the best teams in the world, even as recently as like 20 years ago with that Czech golden generation. But this is a far, far cry away from any of those previous past glorious Czech teams. This is one of the worst Czech teams, possibly of all time, maybe the worst Czech team that's ever been sent to a World Cup. I mean, I hope it gets better. I hope they improve for Euros in 2028, but this is all Mexico tonight. And I think Mexico could do something very special. They could do something very special, and they could be the host nation who might just go the furthest of the 3.